Hello tout le monde, c'est Damona, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve aujourd'hui pour la suite de notre let's play sur Genshin. Donc la dernière fois on avait possédé la voyante pour avoir des informations et surtout faire croire à Stelena, un truc un peu comme ça, qui est une assistante dans l'académie, donc qui a entre guillemets pas mal de pouvoir dans l'académie. On a essayé de lui faire croire que le roi des Shreds, donc le roi du désert, voulait qu'elle revienne chez elle, donc dans le désert, pour, enfin voilà quoi, pour notre plan. Et là, du coup, on va posséder une autre personne. On va posséder le mec.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
La maçonnerie pour moi, comme son père.
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
Ça, je dirais.
Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, faith in King Deshret has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Deshret believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or King Deshret?
Hmm.
Uh, I...
Bah, les deux, mon
I'm
capitaine.
so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Deshret, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean... You've also become a believer of King Deshret?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
Je suis allée trop loin, MDR.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Ok.
Come on, Sataria!
On l'a pas suivi longtemps. Hein.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Ah putain, elle, c'est celle où j'ai le moins écouté, on va dire. Enfin, j'ai écouté, mais en anglais, je suis pas sûre des mots, je dirais sous-sol.
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to King Deshret as well!
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who worked side by side with the Academia and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Hmm.
Please, please stop!
Bah alors, on n'assume plus?
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
Je lui ai fait peur, on est allé trop
She
loin.
can no longer justify everything to herself. Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do? This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Motra right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please,
Ok.
try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
King Deshret is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price.
Hmm.
You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of King Deshret, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Putain. Le film d'horreur.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of King Deshret. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
Vous devez suivre votre cœur.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Ok, on a réussi à la convaincre, on va pouvoir la posséder.
How much do you know about the sage's current
Enfin, non, du
activities?
coup, on pose juste des questions pour
I was
l'instant,
just
d'accord.
one of the designers for the masked dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zero's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Un exilé dont même les sages ont peur. Est-ce que ce serait pas l'Aitam ou un truc dans le
To
genre,
fight against
peut-être?
the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The Academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, Would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
T'inquiète.
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side! The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch. Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars? No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Ok. Donc, le lendemain soir, encore une fois. Hop là. Et là, on va jusqu'à... Ouais. J'ai pas regardé exactement l'heure, mais entre 18 et 20 heures, je crois que c'était à peu près. Est-ce que c'est bon? Alors, entre 19h et minuit. Ah. Est-ce que ça va marcher ou pas? Oui. Hop là. Rejoignons Nahida. Qui est fait? Elle est là. On va un peu essayer de gruger. Hop là. Oh, il y a un coffre.
Ooh, will we find any firework materials in here?
Bah. Alors d'habitude, les persos, quand ils grimpent partout où tu veux pas, et là, comme par hasard, tu veux qu'ils grimpent là, je crois que j'avais juste à faire demi-tour. Juste à monter ici gentiment, mais non, j'ai décidé de me faire chier à faire le tour.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right? That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
On pourrait pas tout simplement l'appeler Nahida? Bah en vrai non, parce que si on se retrouve face à la vraie Catherine, qui est en mode PTDR c'est qui, on va se faire griller.
We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Bah ouais,
Yep,
même si les autres ils nous
Simon's
écoutent
right.
autour.
We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap.
Mm.
If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world. Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking.
Ouais, c'est ça Paimon.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Vous trouvez pas qu'il y a quelque chose d'étrange?
What do you feel is off?
Il y a son père.
It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you? No, I think she's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though. Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace. I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned. Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Ok. Touk. Let's go
There really
to
aren't
the
many people
academia.
out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
cette ville, tout en étage là. Ok. Il n'y a personne là-dedans non plus.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Mhm. C'est presque bizarre là.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
Exécuteur, deuxième sage des 11, c'est ça?
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City.
Mhm.
What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
Super.
What should we do? These are all just regular people. Leave now. You need to get out of here. But that guy's a Fatui harbinger. We can't just leave you here. Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Mhm. Ok, donc nouvel exécuteur des Fatui. Let's go.
This should be far enough. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her.
Capable de voyager d'un esprit à un autre, ça devrait aller, je suis pas sûre. Elle fait face à un redoutable adversaire. En vrai, je sais pas ce que vous en pensez vous, mais moi je trouve vraiment que les exécuteurs des Fatui, genre Signora, lui, et puis je dois certainement en oublier, ils sont tellement plus classe que les persos de base. Enfin, il y en a qui sont beaux, hein, des persos jouables. Enfin, quand je dis persos de base, c'est les persos jouables. Mais franchement, je les trouve classe de ouf. Enfin, voilà, ils ont un style qui est vraiment trop, trop beau. Je sais pas, c'est des méchants, mais ils sont trop stylés.
Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new harbinger here, let alone such a high
Oui, c'est le
ranking
numéro
one.
2, j'ai bien
And
vu.
number 2. So scary.
Mhm.
He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently. And
Mhm.
that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
On a sous-estimé l'ampleur, même si je sais pas c'est quoi la diff entre les deux, mais voilà.
Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
Ouais, bah c'est un petit peu ce qu'ils cherchaient tous jusqu'à maintenant. Mais je sais pas. On doit d'abord trouver un moyen de rejoindre Nahida parce que
Yeah.
bon.
Things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right?
Allez, continuons d'enquêter en attendant.
You mean...
Tignari, le
Oh,
fameux.
right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something.
Mhm.
There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Allez, let's go. Ça me tue parce que du coup je gagne des points. Des points comme ça là tout le temps. J'ai de quoi faire moult invocations, mais là les persos, vraiment, on souffle quoi. Je- C'est pas des persos où je me dis oh putain trop bien. Genre. Surtout que là, au moment où je tourne, c'est une bannière où il y a que des persos géo. Elle, où je suis même pas sûre d'avoir bien compris son gameplay. Et lui, pareil quoi. Là-dedans, même là-dedans, il n'y a pas grand monde qui m'intéresse. Elle aussi, elle est géo. Lui aussi. Il y a peut-être Dory, mais même, je suis pas sûre de kiffer quoi. C'est quoi ça? Ok. Ok. Ça, je regarderai de mon côté. Puis la bannière permanente, voilà. Mais vous voyez, genre j'ai 128 points et j'ai 1400 primo de marge. Donc, ça devrait le faire, quoi. Enfin, je veux dire, je peux invoquer un peu tout ce que je veux, quoi. En plus, il y a eu pas mal d'événements récemment. Donc, niveau primo, on est plutôt bien. On n'est pas au bon endroit, si. Ah, on va
Hold it
devoir...
right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating
Ok.
fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around. You've fallen right into our trap.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30? Did you come here to arrest us?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't even get scraps for their work. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client known only as the Outcast.
Mhm.
The outcast? An outcast from the academia?
On dirait qu'il s'agit de
Why
Dottore.
wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Il a dû servir des ressources de l'académie. Il est plus avantageux d'utiliser des mercenaires locaux.
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon enough. Get them!
Ah, enfin un peu de combat. On va leur casser la gueule. J'espère, un peu. Oui, enfin un peu d'action.
Fire hazard!
Meurs, toi là. Hop, tac.
Go Bishop down! Leave it all to me. Time for a light show.
Hop. Ils sont chiants.
It isn't over yet. Here comes reinforcements. The fuse is lit.
Pourquoi il y a une petite truc là, là? À mon avis, on peut faire de la musique ou je sais plus quoi. Ah non, c'est un dendro. C'est près des trucs où il y a de la musique qui en sort.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like?
En vrai, ça va. Hein. Ce sera probablement pas leur seule
Looks like we'll have to
embuscade.
keep our guards up.
Yes.
This doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Did he predict that we would try to find Tainari?
Peut-être.
Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep going.
Allez, let's go. Mais y a pas un truc... Si, c'est ça. Et l'autre, il était où? On va ramasser ça tant qu'on y est. Hein.
Ooh, will we find any firework materials in here?
Ça va remarcher? Non.
I'll have to grab a drink with Flame May when I'm back in the city.
Touti. Hop là. C'est pas là. Je fais un peu dans les chemins parce que j'ai pas envie de me laisser tomber et que je sois plus dedans. Ah, collé. Ça va mieux?
Oh, it's the Traveler and Paimon. What are you two doing back here? Kale, it's nice to see you again. Are you doing all right? To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My Elazar has been progressing at a faster rate lately.
Ma pauvre.
I'm finding it harder to complete more intricate tasks. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's tasks. Oh, Kale!
Ouais, ma pauvre. On dirait que ce n'est qu'en guérissant complètement les remésules que...
Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to talk to him.
Mais à mon avis, on va
Oh,
guérir les
Tainari?
remésules parce que bon...
You just left the
Remésules.
Avidia forest a little while ago. He was headed to Party's DI. He left? But isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to leave the Avidia forest? He even turned down the sage's invitation. I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post.
Ok.
He left in a hurry this time though.
Et genre, il se casse, il dit « Salut, j'ai un truc important à faire. » Genre, il va chercher le lait, quoi. Donc, on sait pas qu'est-ce qu'il va faire.
I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks using a schedule.
Il s'est fait kidnapper,
To
lui.
leave in such a hurry? I'd guess he had something urgent to take care
Non,
of.
non, moi je dis qu'il s'est fait kidnapper.
Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and Partis DI is something like the Amorta's research base. Many rare shrubs and grasses have been planted there for research. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research at Partis DI. A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari just decided to work on all of a sudden. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI.
Ok. Prends soin de toi, collègue.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you run into Master Tainari, please send him my regards.
T'inquiète, on va guérir les remésules et puis après, toi aussi t'iras mieux.
Will do. See you later, Kale.
Comme ça, Don Yazard ira mieux aussi. Tout le monde ira de mieux. Ah, Ah. Ah non, c'est pas ça. Tac. Catherine est impliquée dans une autre quête, mon Dieu. Personnage occupé, Catherine. Oh, allez. De toute façon, on arrive gentiment à la fin de l'épisode. Tac. Pour une fois, c'est des épisodes entre guillemets un petit peu plus courts. Mais bon, c'est loin d'être gravissime, hein, je pense. Donc j'espère quand même que ça vous a plu. Là on a découvert carrément euh, un nouveau chef des Fatui là, que je trouve grave classe. On ne l'a pas vu.
for now, but friends are forever.
On l'a pas vu pendant très très longtemps. Donc j'ai pas pu trop voir, mais genre il a l'air d'être grave classe. Et en plus, c'est le numéro 2 apparemment, donc je pense que ça va être chaud. Ça va être chaud de le battre, ça va être chaud de tout ça, donc vraiment, ça va être sympa. Si vous avez quoi que ce soit à dire, n'hésitez pas à le dire dans les commentaires. J'ai trouvé, enfin, ça doit peut-être dater d'il y a un moment, mais moi je viens de le voir, ils ont rajouté guide d'amélioration, et genre, je trouve ça tellement bien, parce qu'avant, pour savoir comment améliorer des personnages, genre, il fallait, euh, il fallait aller chercher. Bon là, elle du coup, elle a rien du tout. Mais genre, vous voyez, là, il lui manque juste des aptitudes. Donc, tout ça peut être amélioré au niveau 7 apparemment. Et visiblement, ça nous montre ce qui nous manque. Et ça, c'est grave bien. Ah non. Si, c'est ça. C'est juste parce que là, c'est... Oui, voilà, ça nous montre absolument tout ce qui nous manque pour faire monter ses compétences. Donc, c'est trop, trop bien. Et les artefacts aussi, genre elle, du coup, c'est souvenir de la forêt, de forêt, pardon, qu'il lui faut. Et j'imagine que si je clique dessus, ça m'emmène directement sur le donjon. Enfin, c'est trop bien, excusez-moi. Je trouve ça beaucoup trop cool. Niveau de personnage, pareil, si on veut le réaugmenter, du coup, il faut ça. C'est trop, trop bien. Le niveau d'arme peut être élevé, ok. Et ça, c'est les armes couramment utilisées. Donc j'imagine que c'est vraiment les meilleurs, on va dire. Taux d'utilisation moyen pour ça, parce que ça je les ai et je crois que c'est ce que je lui avais donné. Donc bon, mais ça apparemment ça suffit. Et puis mémoire de rituel, c'est ce qui est le plus utilisé apparemment. Je trouve ça marrant. Parce que moi je sais plus ce qu'il m'avait mis comme arme, mon copain. Bah celle-là du coup la 3 étoiles, mais voilà. Mais bref, je trouve que c'est grave bien. Donc dites-moi en commentaire ce que vous en pensez aussi, parce que je sais, il y a certains commentaires de gens qui étaient en mode «Ah, je suis un peu perdu, je sais pas trop comment augmenter mes persos, faire mes équipes et tout». Je trouve que c'est grave bien, du coup. Parce que pour des gens un peu perdus comme moi, qui n'y s'y connaissent pas trop, avoir au moins une première idée, parce qu'après, bien sûr, dans les artefacts, il y a le délire de stats principales et de substats à idéalement avoir pour certains persos, pardon. Mais donc du coup, je trouve que c'est grave bien pour une première approche. Genre vous commencez le jeu, vous savez pas du tout quoi mettre à qui, pourquoi, comment. Genre là, c'est grave bien. Donc voilà, j'espère que vous pensez un peu la même chose que moi. Et puis n'hésitez pas à vous abonner pour pas louper la suite. Euh, tous mes persos, tous les persos, ouais. Hop là.
Have you ever kept
Tous les
goldfish as
persos dans
pets?
mes équipes. C'est-à-dire que ça c'est l'équipe que je joue là. Ça, c'est une équipe qui me sert à l'exploration. Et ça, c'est une autre équipe OSEF. Cette équipe-là, cette équipe-là et cette équipe-là sont des équipes que mon copain m'a fait et qui sont, entre guillemets, opti. C'est-à-dire que les persos fonctionnent bien entre eux, tac-tac et tout. Tous ces persos sont niveau 80. Ils ont tous, ou presque, je crois, leurs armes dédiées. La meilleure que je puisse leur donner, en tout cas. Il me manque juste les artefacts. Et c'est beaucoup trop chiant. Voilà. T'es chiant, t'as parlé quand je parle. Mais bref, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner pour surtout pas louper la suite. Ça fait déjà 5 minutes que je parle. Bref, d'ici la prochaine fois, jeudi 17h, comme d'habitude, prenez soin de vous et de vos proches. Bye.
Are for now, but